My parents are lying about my sister's death and it's driving me crazy. My sister killed herself a month ago at age 16 and my parents immediately started doing this routine of, "Oh, it was so unexpected and shocking. We wish she would have reached out to us so we could help, maybe she would still be here." But the thing is, they knew she was depressed because she tried to kill herself 2 years ago, but they didn't help. All they did was they sent her to this stupid camp. Then after that, any time she acted out or said she was depressed, they were like, "Oh, we'll just send you back to camp." Instead of letting her get counseling or something, and she was scared of that place, so she lied and said she was fine till she killed herself. Every time we're with family or at church or something and they talk about how she never showed signs and stuff, I want to yell that they're lying, cause they knew and they did nothing except basically threaten her to go back somewhere she was obviously scared of. And my school doesn't have a guidance counselor, so I asked my parents if I can go to therapy and they were like, "Oh, you can go to the camp Jane went to cause it helped her so much." She killed herself? Obviously it didn't help and she was actually scared of it, so no thanks. Also, the first time she tried, she left a note, but this time there was no note, so I think my parents got rid of it or pretended it wasn't there. Maybe I am wrong, but it seems weird she left a note one time but not the other. I am so sorry to hear of your loss. It's not as good as proper therapy, but are there any helplines in your area that you could talk to? In Australia we have Lifeline and Kids Helpline, which offer some free phone counselling services. You shouldn't have to go through this alone. Your parents are assholes. Such big assholes they're visible from space. Galaxies away. I am sorry for your loss. You are probably right about the note. In addition to phone lines, look up any kind of community group. Try church or the library or the doctors. Social services, even. Don't go to camp. Maybe make a future board, for you, on how you want your life to be. Keep it in mind. Maybe make a space for your sister somehow. She'll be someone you move on with, not something you leave behind. It's a different relationship, the one we have with our dead. I'm so sorry for your loss, and for the fact your parents are making it worse for you. This might sound harsh, but I don't think your parents will stop doing this even if you talk to them about it. I think the best thing you can do for yourself, and to honor your sister, is just to survive living with them and then go and live your life far away as soon as you're old enough to leave. Keep things from them, lie, stash money away, study hard for scholarships. Do whatever you have to so that you can move when you're 18. I am really sorry you are going through this. Are you under 18? Do you have a pastor or discreet relative you can talk to? If not, your local librarian might be able to help you find some free resources. As for your parents, there are none so blind as those who will not see. I think they are in denial, big time. Be vocal, if it's safe for you. People hate being called on their shit, but every depressed or otherwise mentally ill child would thank you. My sister was in pain, and when she asked for help it wasn't given. She was a child and she was let down. I think they're in denial because they can't face the fact that they failed as parents. She probably did leave a note as well. Probably didn't say some very nice things about them, though. Is it a red flag if your partner wants to keep your relationship secret? Title: Is it ever justifiable if they don't want anyone to know about your relationship? Need more context. If they were in a homosexual relationship, for example, and their parents were extremely homophobic and would disown them and kick them out for their relationship, they'd be pretty justified in keeping the relationship a secret until they had the ability to live on their own. When it happened to me, it's because he lived with another woman. He claimed she was a roommate, that's not what she thought. Seems like wanting nobody to ever know about your relationship or see you together is extreme. Honestly, I would be suspicious you're the side piece. Based on your comments, it's the reddest of red flags. You are the side piece. Yes. If dating less than month, then possibly. But most people keep it secret because they are already in another relationship or ashamed of the relationship. Update. I, 30F. Want to dump my BF, 31. Original post here. Thank you to everyone for your comments and advice. After thinking about it for a little, I wanted to get more clarity from him. I hadn't even considered that she might want to live with us like many of you brought up. So we talked. What he meant by she'll always come first is her needs and wishes will always be his priority. If a situation arises where her needs conflict with mine or his for that matter, he's going to do what's best for her. He also assured me she would never do anything to compromise any future kids and would do everything for them. Also, she's 100% moving in. He said, he's getting a bigger house to accommodate everyone, so she'll either live with us in a guest house or we'll have a place very close to us. Also, at some point when kids came up, He mentioned he wanted a full basketball team. 5 kids. I actually wouldn't be terribly against it. I always wanted a big family too. I just never thought I'd be able to have more than 2. I was floored and didn't know what to say, so I brought it back to finances. How was he planning on providing for everyone? I think he saw the look on my face, so he gave me one of his cocky smirks and went to get his laptop. He said, "Before you make any decision, make sure you know what is actually the problem for you. Because it's not finances." He showed me a spreadsheet where he tracked his income and expenses. So he has a rental property by the university that I knew about, but never gave much thought. Turns out the rent on it pays for the mortgage plus all expenses, and whatever is left over he sends to his mom. Like he sends her any extra from it monthly, regardless of if she needs it or not. His income is broken down to like 6 accounts, but after taxes, deductions, HSA, brokerage and an account to pay his bills, he has the rest deposited in his discretionary spending account. And it's almost as much as I make in a month. I knew he had a good job, I just didn't know he made this much. And he keeps saying that he's waiting on the housing market to cool down, to buy more rentals. So basically, money won't be a problem. I talked to my friends about it and how I thought it might be a deal breaker, and it did not go as I expected. The responses I got were, "So he's single now? I'll try to set him up with my sister," and my favorite, "He bought you Louboutins for a holiday you don't even celebrate, March 8th. How secondary can you be?" The response that stuck with me the most is from my Mexican friend who said she has similar cultural beliefs. Her advice was I might find someone else that'll put me first, but they won't even come close to comparting to my boyfriend, even with him prioritizing his mom. My parents didn't approve either. When I told them, my dad didn't say anything, but the look of disappointment on his face still freezes my insides. My mom said they love me and will support me, but it was obvious she wasn't buying it either. I talked to her again this afternoon. She said however different his culture, it's only for the best. She said he calls her and dad more than her sil. They see us more than my sister's family. She said think it through, it's obvious his mom is his priority, but it hasn't affected how he treats me. So basically no one I talk to thinks it's a big deal. That many people that care about me can't be wrong, right? I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I think I won't be breaking up with him, although I'll ask to spend more time with his mom, to get to know her better. The idea that I won't be the most important woman in my significant other life seems so wrong and against everything I knew about relationships, but then again I've never been treated better in a relationship. Sorry for the text wall and I welcome any feedback, but I think for now, I'm staying with him. Too long did not read. I'm staying with him for now. How does this go from priorities in the first post to suddenly the only thing that matters are finances? I don't know what to say except good luck. It's your life, not anyone else's. They may have opinions, but at the end of the day, they are just spectators. You are the only person who gets to decide what makes you comfortable and happy. Don't look at me. Don't look at internet strangers. Don't look at your pets. Don't look at your neighbors. You do look at yourself. What do you want? What does your goal look like? You can't ask us to tell you to break up or marry. You need to figure what you want. You don't need impressions from your parents, your friends, or even your soul. Mega important is you don't need an impression from your boyfriend's mom. If your boyfriend is not happy, who do you think he goes for comfort? Most important thing is you are happy right now or not. Am I the only person here uncomfortable with how the husband didn't even ask for her opinion about the future, just what he wants and expects from her? I may be reading into this too much, but the vibes I'm getting are very much it's my way or the highway. Also, if you want to dump him, just do. Doesn't matter how much your friends and family love him, if you don't, you're not obligated to stay with him. It's honestly sad how they seem to care much more about his money than your happiness. Your last sentences reek of forced acceptance. Their words had a great affect on you, but I think a small part of you knows you're not 100% comfortable with what's happening. Please spend some time doing some self-introspection and maybe talk to someone unbiased about the situation. So he gave me one of his cocky smirks and went to get his laptop. Sounds like a great guy. A real charmer. I love being smirked at. It's a sign of respect and a real turn-on. I think you should stay with him just to see him do it for the rest of your life. Maybe, as a bonus, his mom will smirk at you too. Husband wants anal and it's driving me away. 18 plus. So this is my first time posting on Reddit ever, so PLS be patient with me. Me F24 and my husband M28 have been together for 4 years now. At the beginning he never really mentioned that he wanted to do anal sex, but the last 2 years have been nagging that he wants it, and I have tried to take it, but it's terrible pain. It's getting to the point where he will tell me how all his exes have done it except for me. Which just makes me more upset and never ever want to try it. It's gotten to the point where he tells me he only prefers to have anal sex. Right now I am feeling so pressured by this, I rather him go to another person so he can be pleasured. I have tried it and I don't like it. Even when I say no, I don't want to be, will continue to nag and try to do it. I feel like I should just leave him because it's getting to be so draining. Any advice? Ask yourself if you're willing to break up with him over this, and then ask him if he's willing to break up over this. This is going to sound brutal. I'm a man. And in my head no means no. If I was your husband then I'd respect your wishes. It's that simple. My ex loved anal, I hated it really. It just didn't sit right with me. But she would keep on about it. There is more to it than that. But in the end it was just one more reason why I left her. Remember, no is no. Wait, so you tell him no and he tries anyway? He isn't waiting for your consent, he's just pressuring you, then tries doing it when you say no. Leave him before he does just do it. Send him back to his exes. If it's been 2 years of, I don't want painful sex, met with, so what? It's what I want, it's what my exes did, it's the only kind of sex I want, and I don't give a damn about your pleasure. 2 years. Add to the scenario. Even when I say no I don't want to, he will continue to nag and try to do it. Emphasis mine. He tries to pay you? Get thee a good lawyer and therapist. Why are you voluntarily remaining with someone who clearly doesn't give a shit about your sexual comfort?